sometimes looking at a verse just standalone, all by itself, and looking at the individual components of what that verse tells us gives us deeper insight as we take time to look at those statements, to pray about them, to ask the Lord, how does this apply to me today, in my life in general? And so doing that here with this Psalm of David, the 62nd Psalm in particular, verse 8, it really is a verse that can realign our perspective, and perspective is so important. How we look at things, how we look at ourselves, how we look at our life, how we look at our situation in this life, our standing here. So we'll look at this verse piece by piece. Trust in him at all times, O people. Trust. It is putting yourself entirely in his care, understanding that he only intends what is good for you and has the ability and promises to bring the good about for you. What comfort! The God who loves you, the God who sent his son to die to redeem you, he's going to take care of you, and he's going to take care of you at all times. We fall for a lie. We get overwhelmed by a situation, by the nonstop battering of this world, the struggles, the very real and important struggles that we have, struggles to pay our bills, struggles to keep our job, whatever it might be, personal struggles in interpersonal relationships. And we allow those things to wear us down, and to think that maybe this time, though we don't think the thought directly, it's the thinking sneaks into our minds. Maybe this time God isn't going to take care of me. We see nothing but the downside. We see nothing but the negative. And when we do that, we forget this truth that at all times he wants us to trust in him, because he is not going to disappoint us. He will not leave us nor forsake us ever. So trust in him at all times, especially when you're feeling down, when you're feeling battered and worn, whatever it might be. That's when it's all the more important to trust in him. Pour out your heart before him. He wants to hear. He wants to know the state of your being, how you're feeling, how these things that weigh upon us have made us feel. He wants us to pour that out before him, because he's got it. He's going to take care of it. We hold these things in, and we carry burdens that he does not intend for us to carry. The one who says, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." To him we should pour out our hearts. It is a gracious invitation from him, because he cares. Finally, God is a refuge for us. A refuge here, this military term of a fortress, a place to which we can go, a safe place that will protect us, a safe place of his making that cannot be penetrated by these things of this world that come against us, these things that wear us down. Here with him, we are safe. It is a refuge, an impenetrable fortress. Now, understanding these things about trusting and doing that at all times, pouring our hearts out before him and understanding, viewing him, using him as a refuge. It is a perspective changer. It more than changes our perspective, it realigns it. It brings us things back into the proper focus, and it prepares us to continue on in our lives here, understanding that he's got us and that we're here to serve him, and that these troubles and afflictions, they are brief and they are momentary. May this word, this verse from the 62nd Psalm serve as a blessing to you today and always.